Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Internet's unstable.
Of course it is.
Does it sound unstable?
Uh, just us so far. So I'm gonna wait a bit to see who else pops in. How are you?
I'm good.
You sound very relaxed.
I'm very-
I think you froze up again.
Take it to the other room. Whoa. Okay, hopefully this will work better.
But you won't be as comfortable.
Oh, that's okay.
Bud. Oh.
Oh,
Gotta be where I am. Oh, sweetie. Uh-oh. Nicole disappeared. Are you already on vacation?
Yeah, I've been on vacation. It's been great.
Oh, how nice.
4.
Oh, wow.
It's nice, but I always think I'm going to do more than I do, and um, I have to
Give
like
yourself some time, man. You have to decompress first.
lot. So I'm kind of at that point where it's like I'm almost to the top where it's like halfway, and then I'm like, oh no.
Oh, wow. We
How
don't
long have you guys
start vacation until Wednesday, actually.
You guys are still in school?
Still working. They keep us till the very, very end of June.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
When do you start?
We start right after Labor Day. So we start later than everybody also. Right. Okay, so we lost 2 people who tried to log in. It's weird. Let's see. Yeah. Feel like I should play elevator music while we're waiting.
It's fine.
I'll put us on hold with some hold music.
I haven't joined one of these in like almost a full year. Did you
Really?
guys have like a good group all year long?
We had a decent amount and then I kind of slowed down. I stopped getting volunteers and I felt horrible chasing people down toward the end of the school year because we're all kind of exhausted. And um, so I did a couple of sessions myself and then I got tired, you know. Hi, Nicole,
Hi.
how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, we didn't have as many sessions as last year, but I tried to get at least one a month. Um, and they're all posted. So this is kind of the send off till my summer, sabbatical or hiatus, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll come back in September and start stalking more people and try to set up more sessions. Are you finished for the year, Nicole?
I just finished last Friday, but went in today because I really didn't get the room cleaned up.
Got it. Got it.
Are you finished?
No, we go all the way to Tuesday. So Wednesday is my first day of vacation. Yeah, I'm just like, enough.
Dragging?
I'm ready. I was ready in October, but this has been a hell of a year.
I think it was as bad as when we were online.
I would say, and I teach at the high school level. So the first semester was hell. It was absolute hell because we were all readjusting and it was social distancing this and everybody's crazy with the masks and the hand sanitizer and this and that. And you just didn't know where to be in the classroom and how to make it work. And the kids were all very uncomfortable. And then the spring semester was definitely better because we were all like, okay, whatever happens, we're all going to survive this. And they were all on top of each other by then anyway. And it's like, okay, back to normal, and so that was much better. But it took the kids a long time to understand that there's no more freebies. Like, it's back to normal. You got to do the work. You got to show up. You got to, get stuff done, or you're not going to pass the class. And then they're not going to give it away for free again. And, are you guys in New York?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Heather?
Texas.
You're in Texas. Okay. So we also have to deal with Regents exams, which are kind of like the end of year citywide. I'm in New York, exams. And last year and the year before, they were canceled. So the kids got away with, forgiveness on all of their Regents exams. And this year they had to take them. And they still were not in that I have to study and I have to do this mode. They were just like, okay, whatever happens, happens. And a lot of kids were not happy. And like, okay, well, you had a year, you had 2 years to play around. You had 1 year to try to get back into the swing of things. And next year it's, it is what it is. And we'll see what happens next year.
Yeah.
I don't know why we have to do the Regents exams in the first place. If COVID proved anything, is that they're not necessary. And yet they're still making these kids take these exams. It's kind of ridiculous.
They made our kids do it too. Like, we have the state exams and they brought them back.
Oh, God.
They brought it back.
Somebody's making money off of these, and that's all it is. It's not for academic purposes, that's for sure.
No.
Our testing we had, and surprisingly, everybody did really well, which makes us think that they lowered the standard of the questioning.
Probably, at least for the first year back. Maybe they wanted to gently ease them back into it, which is nice. I don't know. Yeah.
Again, it's pointless. I mean,
So how did you find your year to go? Was it really difficult? Was it?
It was difficult I teach Art 1, 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I have 7 periods of Art 1. I really had a good year. So was it difficult? Yeah, it was. Was it weird? Yeah, it was. But it was also, I don't know. It was just like, I felt like the kids eventually were like, it was great to see them interact with each other. Mm-hmm. And like, just like what would have driven me nuts prior. It's like, I just had more mercy for it, So I got better artwork this year than I've ever gotten.
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, those that slacked still slacked.
Right.
But
There's
I'm just
always
like,
those.
I don't have time for that. Yeah, I'm really just trying to focus on those that are, present and want to.
That's kind of what I decided also. The ones who want to do it, I'm there for you 1,000%. The ones who are making excuses or don't want to do anything, like go sit in the back of the room and leave everybody else alone because I can't be bothered with you. And I'm not going to chase you. I'm not going to, pound on you for what's expected. You know what you need to do and you're choosing not to do it, and that's your choice. And I was a lot more like lax on all of that too. Like I made the conscious choice that I'm not going to make myself crazy this year with their craziness. So I'm like, you choose, and whatever you choose, that's what I will document, because I just have to press a button either way to log in your grades, and that's that. So yeah, I think they were surprised, but we had to do what we have to do to survive it with our sanity, right?
Yeah,
So
and I
true.
just, that 80-20 rule where it's like, I really want to spend 80% of my time on my most talented people
Mhm.
or the people that are like going to use this and move on.
Right.
So everybody else, it's like, I'm glad y'all came. Now you can, you choose your grade, you choose your involvement, but yeah, I mean, I think about it. It's like, if we're looking at band, the band directors don't, well, first of all, they don't get kids like we get, right? Because a lot of times we get those that don't fit anywhere else, but they would never put up with kids just being in the room and not, oh, it's okay. You don't have to learn to read the music. It's fine. That would never fly. So it's interesting to be like, yeah, you can sit there and do nothing. That's fine. And then the first little progress report comes in and they're like, but, what's going on? It's like, hey, I'm just, you're telling me what you want. I'm documenting it. I don't know what to say. So it worked really well because it was just put back on them. 100%. So I'm going to try it again this year. See if I can replicate it.
I kind of liked how I felt by doing that much better.
Yeah.
How about you, Nicole?
I have such a hard time doing that, but I try to. But like there's so many with all the IEPs, like you spend half the time documenting like what you've done to help them.
Right.
Like the amount of time that you put in just to like document what you've done for the kids who are just sitting there doing nothing. It kind of drives me nuts.
Do you really have to document that kind of stuff? You have a lot. Are you in special ed are you a special ed teacher or?
No, I teach high school art.
Okay.
And we get a large population of, well, I mean, it's mixed. It's totally mixed bag. But some of my 8th period class, because like some of the kids are like contained in contained classes the rest of the day, they like all of them are in one of the classes. And it's like, I asked them if I had to get the defibrillators out to like bring them back to life because they just don't want to do anything.
Right.
Like but I can't fail them unless I've documented all the different things I've done to support them to try to get them to do work.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of paperwork, and that's a lot of like cover your ass kind of stuff.
Oh my God. It's like 50% teach, like 50% cover your ass.
Yeah.
When it comes to like those students in particular, you really have to make sure that all the students, like if someone's failing your class and you haven't shown what you've done to help them through, you're going to be in trouble. And I teach in public school.
Me too. Me too.
Oh, me too.
There's only so many phone calls you can make to the parents. There's only so many emails or text messages. There's only so much you know, being on top of the kids before they're like, leave me alone, you
Yeah.
know? And they're like, why are you on me all the time? I'm like, you don't want me to? You want me to walk away? Because I'll be happy to go sit down and rest because I'm exhausted. If you want me to stop, I'll leave you to your own devices and let's see how that works for you.
I just let them know, like, if you choose not to do this, I'm required to email your parent. Like, your choice, I'll be emailing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then just go on to the kids, like you said, who really, really love it, want the information, like are doing well, like strive to do well.
You know, my fail rate was a lot lower this year too than previous. And every Friday I just sent home this generic email that was like, hey, if you're receiving this, it's because your child is it has a failing average in Art 1, either due to work ethic or I don't know. There was like, you know, or not turning in, not completing and turning in. There was a way that I worded it so it was like they're sitting on their ass, you know.
Basically,
And,
exactly.
yeah, you know. So it was like, you know, I would get maybe I have like 200 kids. I would get maybe, you know, maybe 30 kids under the pass mark, and I would get maybe 3 families replying, hey, thank you. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah,
Otherwise, crickets. But
exactly.
I could then prove, hey, I contacted them every Friday to let them know where their child was. But
Yeah.
I didn't, Nicole, I didn't have to do what I think you're doing, which is like prove that I met them where they were and tried to like scoop them up. And
Yeah. It's like, what did you do for them? Does anyone teach AP?
I don't know.
I
Do you teach AP?
I don't teach it, but the person who teaches it, like we kind of work together like during the testing time,
Mhm.
and they like went back to normal, like completely normal. I just like last year, everything had to be turned in digitally. And then this year, everything had to be turned in digitally, but you had to send 5 original works. And even those 5 original works, you had to turn in digitally as well. It was
Right.
just like, it almost went back to more than normal.
Hmm.
doing both.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, normally you do have to send in those 5 original works in a portfolio, they get like sent off, but then you normally don't have to digitize them and do all the like work in the computer for those 5 works. And this year you had to like send everything digitally and then send also the 5 in. And it was just like, and you can't send them in. I mean, you can, but you're kind of expected to like mount them or mat them. So every kid, even though it was like 20 kids, it's still like 20 times 5 mats. It's not fun.
That's a lot of mats.
It's a lot of mats. It's a lot, it's matting or mounting, like making sure it's like sturdy to be sent. And
Yeah.
that's why I don't teach it, but I'm involved in it at the testing time.
You know, that stuff is so expensive too, the mats.
Yeah.
It's really, I just wanted to get to buy some mats to display my kids' work, and I couldn't find any reasonable prices, and I ended up just kind of faking it. But wow.
It's expensive. I've hit up frame shops because
Mhm.
a lot of times they'll throw away their scraps and they'll save scraps for us.
Oh, that's cool.
And sometimes their scraps are like big enough to like make mats for like smaller or medium sized works of art. So if you can find a nice frame shop who will save their scraps for you.
The thing is, it's never enough, and I wouldn't want to mat some and not others, so I'd have to like save everything until
Yeah.
I got a collection, and then I could do it. I have to say that this year I tried more new stuff. Well, here's what I found. In the fall semester, my principal gave me only one hands-on art class, and everything else was digital. Just because we didn't know if we'd have to go out on quarantine again, and they didn't want half-done projects and material issues and all of that stuff, which I understood. but it ended up being fine. And the kids were like so sick of doing digital work. They didn't want it. They wanted to get their hands dirty. They wanted to feel, they wanted to paint, they wanted to draw, they wanted to whatever with their hands. So in the spring semester, I ended up doing a lot of hands-on and fiber work and construction and 3D stuff, and a lot of the things that were in some of the workshops that I showed last year. And they were so successful. They were some of my best projects. The kids had a blast, and the spring was definitely a million times better for me than the fall. And I was going to show pictures of some of the stuff that I did, because they were two or three of the projects I did were actually from two of the sessions that I did here, and such a success. So did you guys have any projects you wanted to share or brag about or show?
I don't think I have any, like, I don't have photos.
Mhm.
I didn't put together anything, but I did some bookbinding with kids. That was really, actually, I have an example of what I showed the kids, but it was really simple. But it's just glue.
Glue?
Like, this is just, these pieces are all just glued together. And
Oh,
it makes
wow.
like a really sturdy sketchbook. If you have like cardstock paper, it makes a really, really nice sketchbook. And it's just glued together with like a glue stick.
For real?
Yes. And like any kid can make it because it's so easy to make. Yeah. It's so simple. I don't know if you can see it. Like the,
Oh, it looks like the binding tape that you put between.
but it's the piece of paper. So like the pieces are all folded an inch.
Oh, I love the deckled edges too. Those are great.
And it was so easy to make. And the kids like flipped over it because it was so easy, because I did this with them and then I did sewing. And like they loved the sewing in the end, but through the process, they were not so thrilled.
Oh, wow. And how did you get them so compressed? Do you have a book press that you use?
Just used books that were in the room.
Oh, and weight it all down?
Weighted it all down.
Awesome.
And we used bone folders too. Like once we glued each piece, we like used a bone folder to really press it and then just stuck it under books.
I did sketchbooks with them too. I did the Coptic stitch with them, and two of my classes, and a lot of them really loved it. And then I used their sketchbook as their, for exercises that we did in the classroom, and some of them came out really well. They had a hard time with the stitching, some of them, and always timing and deadlines is an issue, so you always have people who didn't finish and whatnot, but they came out really great. I'm going to try the glue stick one. How many pages per book?
How many does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 9 pages and then 10, 11, the front cover and the back cover. So 11 inside, and then the front and back cover are ever so slightly bigger.
Okay.
But
And
they're the same type of paper.
It's cardstock?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's the same type of paper. And then I just covered it with like fancy paper.
Right. That's
It's
a great idea. I'm
so
going to try that too.
easy to make. You know what? I might have a tutorial on it. If I do, I'll send it to you.
Oh, please. You have my email? You have my email, right?
Yeah, I have your email.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I haven't been to the club this year at all because it's been a little bit of a crazy year.
I understand. It was so much easier when we were all home last year. We had really great attendance and turnout every week. This year was really light. And again, I didn't want to be like chasing people, we all needed our space this year, including myself. But Heather, do you have anything you want to share? Any great projects that you did?
Well, I don't have one here. The one thing that I did do different this year that I'm really gonna expand on next year is because I only teach art one,
Mhm.
you know, it gets monotonous, right? So, and just the cleanup and the timing of everything. What I did was I did a drawing boot camp for the first grading period, and then broke them into different things. So it could be 3D painting, we did digital. So I had like 3 different subjects going throughout the day, so that it worked out really well. Like when we did our paper mache, it was completely manageable
Uh-huh.
because it got cleaned up and it wasn't just this ongoing thing all day, you know.
Right.
So I'm looking at ways to just kind of take that. We have had like 45-minute classes, which are just horrible, and we're going to block schedule this year.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of looking at how to modify it so that it's easier for me and I don't get bored with it.
Mhm.
You know, I think the one thing that I hated, everybody loved. So I now know, like, just do it and let it be. And there's value in it. Like, we did these horrible, oh gosh, I hated them so bad. But I needed a breather around Halloween, so we did the Tim Burton characters.
Oh,
And
okay.
I just hated that whole, I just hated it. I don't know. I felt it was just not enough. You know, I felt like it was just giving candy out. But at our art show, you know, majority of kids in 7th and 8th grade who will be taking my course, they were just like, this is great. Oh my God, you know. So it was,
Did you have the kids do like self-portraits in the style of Tim Burton, or you just had them make up characters?
well, that was the idea. But, you know, as we started off, and really this whole theme all year was like, well, thank you for your input, teacher. And then I'm going to do it how I want to do it. And so I was fine with that because there's a rubric. And so it's like, I was always like, I'm cool with that. Just make sure that you're aware of the rubric
Right.
because that's what I'm grading off of. So, you know, again, it's like I could have that power struggle, but in the end, it's like, well, did you do your values? Yes, you did. You know, did you use texture? Yeah, you did. You know, did you mix media, you know, 2 other mediums, you know, in it? Yes, you did. You know, so, you know,
Yeah, you can't fight everything.
I'm not,
Just like,
yeah.
you know,
And
they were
even,
engaged.
yeah,
They were engaged. They were doing something. That's a win.
unknowingly,
That's a win,
unknowingly.
right? Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
look at your stuff.
All right. I will share my screen. I just kind of threw all my stuff into a folder, pictures, and um, I'll just go through it, I guess, like a slide presentation. And if I could find my, here it is. Okay, and view, picture tools, slideshow. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a Muppet or puppet unit that I kind of adjusted to make it a full figured plushie that the kids got to design themselves. And many of them loved it. Many of them struggled. It's all hand sewn.
Wow.
And there's patterns and there's the fleece. Everybody gets the same pattern. So, no, go back, go back, go back. So they have to customize their doll. They have like a template that they have to draw out their character, come up with their character design first. And from that, they sew their plushie in whatever color they want, and then they customize it. So no two are ever the same. And these are so cute. I used to do them literally as a Muppet where you put your hand up inside, but then I thought, let's take it to another level because I got bored and have them design the whole thing. So they did. And the whole thing is stuffed and hand sewn. So these were great. I love them.
What grade level?
9 through 12, it's all mixed, high school. And the clothes are, this one, she made her own clothes. And even the flip-flops she made herself. But they're all Build-A-Bear compatible size clothing. So I had in the years past gone on eBay and bought, like lots of old clothes that people were selling. So the kids got to choose their clothes, whatever they wanted. And they're so cute. They're really, really cute. So I love that project. And this one, the next one, is something I came up with to have the kids randomly select a character from a bag, that I wrote out from a movie or TV show or cartoons or whatever. And their task is to design a custom-made chair for their client that exudes the client's character and personality. So if we go back to the first one, whoops, this was Chester Cheetah. It's a cat tree for Chester Cheetah. This is Logan, or the Wolverine X-Men chair. So she actually used the pattern from the puppets of the hands and interlaced them. And then the claws come out of the hands, which she made the chair. So that was genius. This is the Green Goblin. I love that tongue. This one is Hercules. And they all had to be 3D, and they could use whatever materials I had available. This is Freddy Krueger. This is Buzz Lightyear. And this is the genie from Aladdin. And they all had to be 3D. Kermit, he made the tree, and I gave him the little Kermit guy. This is the Hulk. This is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Oh, nice.
And this is the Mad Hatter and a broken teacup. This is Deadpool. This is Dracula. Iron Man. Voldemort. Hades. Toucan Sam. Black Panther. Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull. Tarzan. Scooby-Doo. Batman. Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And that's Sully from Monsters, Inc. Okay, and these chairs, it went through multiple stages, so they had to come, I gave them, they picked from a hat and they could swap if they hated it. Then they had to do research for their character if they didn't know anything about them. Submit 3 sketches of ideas for designs. And once I approved the design, then they had to give me 3 sides, the back, the front, and the side view, and color it as they imagine it, completing it, and then they got to construct it. So they had a lot of fun with this. And some of them used plaster gauze, for casts, with an aluminum foil as the armature. This was built in cardboard and then covered with fluff and wrapped in fabric. This one cut out patterns and sewed it together. So everybody did something different, and I love the way they came out.
Yeah, they're really great.
That was the first time I've ever done that project, so that was cool. This is basket coiling, which is the first time I ever did it. I'd never done that before, and I actually had a session with Holly Bess Kincaid. She showed us how to do it. I was always so confused, like I didn't know how in the world these were done, and she demystified the whole thing, and the kids loved it, absolutely loved it. And then Lee Darter did these recycled critters from wire hangers and garbage, like shopping bags, plastic shopping bags. And that was also one of our sessions, and the kids loved this one too. This one I created this year, paper lanterns. So they, here's another, had a sequence, sorry. Some of these came out so cute. And they made them name their character and put a tag on them with their names. The lanterns came out great. That was in my 3D design class. And that's all of them together. They look so cute. This was in the beginning of the year, digital photography. Oh, that's upside down. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Lucy Sparrow, but she does felt groceries and she sells them. And so I had the kids pick a grocery item and create the package out of felt. And that was also, this is the first year I did that too. And the kids really liked that. So it was part gluing, part sewing, and part painting. I might do a session on this project next year because I really love it. I love her stuff. And then I also did felted snacks. So I had one class pick a food item, and then we did dry felting to create the actual food from. And that was the first time I ever did this as well. And they came out really, really cute. Look at that cheesecake.
Oh gosh, so cute.
Yeah. I love this ice cream cone.
Yeah.
And the donuts. There's a pizza and a burger. Look, that's a Pakistani meal, a vegetable stew. There's the pizza. That looks so great. And the strawberry cake. Sushi. Pancake breakfast. There's the burger. They were really patient, and the gingerbread man. They were really patient, and they loved that project. So this was digital portraits where they took a photo of themselves and then layered it in Illustrator. And that's basically, yeah, we're back to the beginning. So that's what I did. Really, really successful with the hands-on stuff that they really missed doing. So for next year, I had this year in the spring, I asked for a fiber arts class and a 3D design, and they let me do it and see what happens. And they were so successful, they gave me 3 fiber arts classes in the fall coming up, and another 3D design class, and then a drawing and painting class. So I'm happy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I get to experiment a lot. I started out 19 years ago also with basic studio arts. That's like initially the only thing they would let me do. And I I had to come up with new ideas every year because I wasn't going to teach the same thing year after year after year, especially when you have kids who fail, who have to repeat the class, and I'm the only art teacher in the building. So they were going to get me again. So I didn't want to keep doing the same projects over and over again. So it's rare that I ever repeat a project. So then they started letting me try different kinds of classes. And this year was the most successful of like fiber arts and 3D design and construction. And that was just so much fun. So I'm looking forward to the fall in a big way.
You're the only one?
I'm the only one. It's a small school. We have less than 400 kids, and I'm the only arts person in the whole building. Yeah.
Wow.
That's another reason I created this, because when we were quarantined, I was like, not only am I isolated in the building, I was totally isolated from my house. I was like, oh my God. So that really helped me survive and helped me get through by having an online community and sharing ideas and helping each other out. Because in the beginning, so many of us were lost technologically. Like, I don't know how to do this without getting my hands dirty. And then I had to learn, all these things. And, it was okay for a while. But then, like the kids, it was like, I want to get back in the room and get my hands dirty. I don't want to do the computer stuff anymore. I'm kind of tired of it. And so it was a journey for everybody.
Yeah. This club, when COVID first happened, really helped me. Just helped me to like do my own stuff, even though it was stuff that I could then use in the classroom.
Right.
To kind of like help me get like center myself and start to do work again and like get back into it. And like
it took the fear away, because like we're all struggling with the same thing and we can all help each other out. And that was so important.
Yeah.
Well,
I was so grateful. I was seriously so grateful for it.
I'm grateful for people showing up and, and sharing and helping each other out, because we were all lost for a while. It was a big shock. It's different when it's the academic classes, but when you are a hands-on product-based class and you have to completely create something that's intangible, that's worthwhile. I'm sure we were all like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? So, and then online, I met all of these amazingly talented, technologically and otherwise, people who I never would have met otherwise. And then I went to the NAEA conference this year in Manhattan. And all the people, not all, many of the people who I met online and who ran sessions for us, I got to meet them live and in person. I'm like, oh my God, you're not just a face on the screen. I feel like I'm meeting all of these celebrities and they're people like me. And, and it felt so good. It felt so good. And are you guys members of the online art teachers page on Facebook also? OAT?
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Okay, Trina, who started it, asked me to do a presentation this year about the art club because it saved so many people in the past. So I have a half-hour session that I'm actually running on the free conference that's on July 6th. So if you guys want to sign up, there's going to be a lot of great speakers. And what's better than free?
Not much. Oh, there's a free taster session coming up.
Taster session?
Oh my gosh. Willowing Arts. I'll send it to you. There's a thing called Sketchbook Revival that happens every year. And that's also free, but that happens in, I think, April. And then that teacher gets all these teachers from literally all over the world to do like sessions for 2 weeks. And there's 2 sessions a day and it's totally free.
It's an actual workshop, like hands-on workshops? Oh, wow.
It's on Zoom, but yeah, it's hands-on workshops where everyone has like different specialties. And then from that, I learned about this Willowing Arts, and twice a year she has classes, but she gets people from all over and they do free sessions for like a week long. And
Oh,
they're like, I learned how to make ink from avocado pits.
wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. Like, and some of them are a little like cheesy. Like some of them are like a quirky bird, and it's cute and it's crafty.
Yeah,
I guess crafty isn't the right word. It's cute and I wouldn't say it's creative. It's just like playful.
right.
And you're really copying someone else's style. But
Yeah.
then there's like other things that like you wouldn't think of doing something with a particular material that people show you, and you're like, oh, I could use it this way. So
Oh,
that
could you please send me the information? I've been looking online for workshops to do over the summer, just to keep me, fresh and engaged and energized and looking for new ideas for the fall also. So that would be awesome.
yeah, I'll send you it. I think it's starting this Monday. So
Okay.
that one's only like a week, but there's great sessions. They're like, some of them are so fun. I would never have thought of using avocado pits to make ink.
A lot of, with the remote stuff, a lot of people went to whatever you could find in the house to do what you could with. And a lot of, I've seen a lot of workshops pop up with dyeing foods with spices, not foods, dyeing fabrics with foods and spices and plants and printmaking and all of this stuff from what's with you. Hi, Doreen. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of that has come up. So
Can't see me. My camera's closed.
yeah, you're dark, but I can hear you. Oh, now she's gone. Oh well. Yeah, so I'll look for your email. That would be great.
An email, because it's fun, something different.
Thanks.
Something to check out. Oh, and you know what else is coming up? There's a handmade book club.
Yes, I have it.
Did you join?
I joined last year and then I had to kind of pause it because it got too much. I couldn't keep up with it and I wasn't doing anything. But I did last year. That's where I got my idea to do the handmade sketchbooks with my kids this year. And she breaks it down so simply. And I had the kids watch her videos because I couldn't come around to every single person. If they could watch on their devices and follow along, it
Right.
made it so simple. So yeah, I love her.
Yeah, me too. That's another person. And it was only $20, but I took a class last year, 7 books in 7 days.
Oh, wow.
And it was like so easy, like the easiest books I've ever made.
Uh-huh.
That was another person that I'll like send you her name, because she has classes that I like loved and then also applied to school.
Okay, that's great. I did the 5-day challenge with the handmade book club last year. That's what set me on that path. And then of course I went and bought tons of fabric to make the covers because I got addicted. And then I started school and it's still all in the piles and
Yep, same.
Heather, we're talking about the handmade book club online that we both found last year that kind of taught us how to make these books that we were talking about too. And she's very, I can't remember her name.
Allie Manning.
Allie Manning, and it's vintage
Page Designs, I think.
Could be.
I'm pretty sure it's Vintage Page Designs.
But she has a website and she has a Facebook page and such a nice community. And they post the videos pre-made, but she also has Q&A sessions live on Facebook that she posts as well. So that's really neat.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there if you just like start digging.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, and it's like a black hole. You find one thing and then it leads you to another thing and then you find another thing. And yeah, I signed up with, trying to remember the name of the group. It's like there's a lot of women who are starting to collect other artists and then sell their courses online.
Yeah.
Like lots of different, they become their own group where you can buy classes through them that are pre-recorded, which is a great idea, something else for us to keep in mind, you know, later on. What's the name of that other group? I'm looking through my email because I did buy a couple of classes. One of them, Tracy Verdugo does abstract classes online. Tracy Verdugo with a V. And then what is the other one? I'll have to post it when I go through. Oh, Judy Woods Art is another one. Judy Woods. I think that's the one. Maybe not. I signed up to do a fiber sculpture class with her because I want ideas for next year. And if there's any others, I'll do, you know what, I'll do a mass mailing with all these suggestions. And there's Course Horse also, which is an online, they have virtual classes and a lot of their live classes are in Manhattan though. Oh, Kara Bullock, here it is. Kara, Kara Bullock, Bullock Art School online. She has a lot of different artists that teach lots of different styles and mediums. And you can sign up for whatever you want. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll do a mass mailing with all these suggestions for other online courses too.
Okay. And I'll send those things to you tonight.
Great, thank you. And is it okay? I'll add that to my
Oh yeah, definitely.
mailing list.
Yeah,
Awesome.
definitely.
Cool. All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay.
Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. I don't know if I'm going to do anything over the summer, most likely not, but I'll be back in the fall. I know everybody's crazy in September starting up again, but I'll be around and I'll keep you posted. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Good. Sounds good. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Sounds good.